Hey guys, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. It's Chris from Beardsman. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. Today, I'm gonna take you on a tour. I'll show you the microphone that Elvis, well, all of the great ones sang into that Sam Phillips had always kept. And I'll show you around. This is it right here. Let's walk around. You can see the big guitar. Now this is where it all started for so many. Of course, we're on Sam Phillips Avenue. But there's the Sun Studio. Now, the gift shop is right here. And when you take the tour, you go upstairs. There's a beautiful display. And then you come back down into the studio. Here's where it says Memphis Recording Service. Sun Records has been designated a National Historic Landmark. And there's a sign right there in front of it that says Sun Records. In the early 1950s, Sun Records was a small recording studio located here at 706 Union, owned and operated by Sam C. Phillips. Sun Records became nationally known for giving local area artists, both black and white, their start. These included Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, Charlie Rich, B.B. King, Rufus Thomas, and Howlin' Wolf, and others. And if you look in this window, it's really going to be hard to see in this window, but I'm going to take you right inside. Inside this window is the actual studio. This is where a young Elvis Presley would have walked up and walked right in this door. At 706. So as I said, I'm not here to just show you the outside or kind of like peek through a window. I'm going to take you inside. I'm going to show you the studio where it all started for so many. So come on, let's go inside, and because it's getting a little bit chilly out here, and we'll go check it out. Now, as we wait for the tour and for me to take you into the studio, let's check out the gift shop. We'll look around, we'll see what's in here. Now, as you can see, there is tons of merchandise. Coffee mugs, coasters, jean jackets, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, t-shirts. Oh, I guess that's sort of the same thing. Everything with the Sun logo, postcards. Look at the old sign from the Crown Electric Company. That's pretty neat. But you look around and there's just so much merchandise. You see all the famous photos on the walls of those that have graced Sun Studios with their presence. Now, once you come into this back room, it's all albums, records, and mementos from those that recorded here. From B.B. King, Little Milton, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, so many. Alrighty guys, it's time to start the tour. We're gonna head upstairs and I'm gonna tell you some information about some of the most notable artifacts that they have here at Sun Studios. Alrighty guys, we're just entering this room, and as you can see, it's filled with artifacts and memorabilia. And I want to tell you about some of the important items in here. See this broadcast booth right in front of us? This played a significant role in rock and roll history. See, this belonged to Dewey Phillips, no relation to Sam, and he had a very popular radio show broadcasting out of a hotel here in Memphis. And you want to know something interesting? Elvis's first live on-air interview ever was right here in this booth in front of you. And when the hotel got rid of the booth, Sun Studios went, obtained it, and it's right here in front of you in their collection. Alrighty, and here's another fun fact for you. See all those broken records on the floor? Well, they're not there by accident. See, when Dewey didn't like a record, he had a dramatic way of showing it. He'd run the needle straight across the vinyl, making that awful scratching sound live on air, then he'd yell, "It's a smash hit." And then he would literally smash it on the studio floor. Listeners loved it. Artists, well, maybe not so much, but it was classic Dewey. wild, unpredictable, and always unforgettable. Check that out, a reel-to-reel recorder right here at Sun Studios. Now, Sam Phillips actually had a bright idea. He started his own custom recording service. You could come in and record your own song. And of course, who did that catch the attention of? Well, it caught the attention of a young 18-year-old Elvis Presley, who walked through those doors in July of 1953. As you can see on the chair, another legendary musician who got their start here, B.B. King. Pretty incredible when you think of the history that's come through these doors. But let's get back to talking about, of course, Elvis Presley. Now, the Elvis Presley story isn't complete here without talking about Marion Keisker. Who is Marion Keisker? Well, she worked with Sam Phillips, was like a partner, and when Elvis Presley came in that day to record, Sam Phillips wasn't here. It was Marion who greeted Elvis. And it was Marion who recorded Elvis for the very first time. Now, she asked Elvis, "Who do you sound like?" And of course, Elvis gave that famous reply that we all know, "Well, ma'am, I don't sound like nobody." It was right here. He recorded a birthday present for his mother. It was a song called My Happiness. Now, Marion didn't just give him one copy to take home. No, she made two copies, one for him to take and one so that she could play it for Sam Phillips. Now, Elvis was only 18 years old at the time, had just graduated high school, and right there's his high school diploma. Hangs right on the wall here at Sun Studios, where he got his start. Not waste any more time. Let's go downstairs into the famous studio where so many legends have graced. Alrighty, here we go. We're entering the lobby. This is the actual lobby that Elvis would have walked inside. And now we're entering the legendary Sun Studio. Check out on the wall there. There's the Million Dollar Quartet photo. There's Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins. This was an impromptu jam session that took place right here, right where we're standing. Even this drum set belongs to the band U2, who recorded 5 songs here in late 1987 and left their drum kit behind. Pretty incredible, right? Now, to think in this tiny studio, this is where Sam recorded the very first Elvis Presley sessions, along with Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, as I had mentioned, Carl Perkins. These walls heard the birth of rockabilly, which was the raw gospel blues sound that put Memphis on the map. Check out the photos. You see Elvis Presley, you see all the stars that have been in here and have recorded. And check out the sign on the door. Johnny Cash only beyond this point. Yeah, imagine they were all right in here. And here's the interesting thing about this studio, which I absolutely love. Nothing here is recreated. This is the real floor, the real mic right here in front of us, which I'll tell you a little bit more about. And of course, there's the famous black X on the floor, marking where Elvis stood while recording those early songs. And legend has it that even Bob Dylan once walked in, knelt down, kissed the X, and left without saying a word. But everything is original. You're literally standing in the room where rock and roll took its first breath. Check that out. And look at that, Elvis Presley sitting right there. Check out the guitar, the Elvis guitar. Look at this one, signed Marty Stewart. Just incredible to see this. And even to this day, the legends that come here, that stand in this room and hear the stories of the legends that came before them. Pretty incredible. Everything here is original. There's Roy Orbison. Notice all the odd shapes to the ceiling, the wall. See how it's all curved? Well, Sam Phillips designed this room himself, experimenting with angles and materials so he could create the perfect slapback echo, the signature Sun sound. There was no fancy equipment, so he made the room the instrument. Alrighty, now this is one of the coolest stories from Sun Studio, and it's about how the Million Dollar Quartet session was actually recorded. And I'm sure they'll share this story with you if you visit the studio. On December 4th, 1956, Carl Perkins was in here doing a session. Jerry Lee Lewis was the new kid on piano, and Elvis just stopped by to say hello. But before long, you have all these talents in the room, all these instruments. What do you think happens? Well, a jam session breaks out. Now here's the secret part. Sound engineer Jack Clement quietly hits the record button without telling anyone. And technically, it was illegal to record Elvis at that point because he was already signed to RCA. Sun no longer had the rights to tape him. But Clement knew something special was happening, so he let the tape roll anyway. If he hadn't done that, we'd have no audio of the greatest spontaneous jam session in rock and roll history. That whole legendary moment exists today because Jack Clement decided to break the rules and capture lightning in a bottle. Pretty surreal, right? Alrighty guys, where am I? I am at the actual microphone from Sam Phillips that they all sang into. This is the microphone right here. Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, they all sang into this microphone. How cool is that? Pretty cool, right? Alrighty guys, we're entering the lobby area here at Sun Studio, and you are immediately surrounded by history. Check out the walls. All early shots of Elvis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, plus rare behind the scenes pictures of sessions that shaped modern music. This lobby was the original front office, and this is where Elvis himself stood right here in 1953 to make that 398 demo for his mom. Nobody knew it then, but rock and roll's biggest star had just walked through this very door. Alrighty guys, what did you think of that? I thought it was really cool to see where all the history happened. I had visited Sun, well, a few times over the years, but the last time I was here, it's been a few years since I've been here. And I really am glad that you guys came along with me on this journey to check out Sun Studios and talk a little bit about the history of it here. Now, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll go on more adventures together. I have more Elvis Presley content, his original grave, Graceland, and some other sites that I want to show you. So I always like to say, life is like a book, and I want to read it with you. Until next time, guys, from kind of rainy Memphis, Tennessee, peace. Elvis? Have a good one, guys.